Welcome to maths class, and you have to solve for x, question 1.1.1. So x is equals to 0, or we have x minus 3 is equals to 0, and that means x is equals to positive 3. So those are answers, 2 marks for that. And on the next question, it's 1.1.2, we have the equation. Okay, that's x is equals to 3. Okay, those are answers on the previous question. And then 1.1.2, we have 2x squared minus 4x. We bring 4x to the left, and then plus 1 is equals to 0. Then we write it in standard form: ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. And then we equate the variables, the coefficients, and the constant there. So you can see the c is 1, b is negative 4, a is 2. So a is going to be 2, and then b is negative 4, and c is 1. Then we use the quadratic equation where it says x, if we can factorize, is negative b plus minus a root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And that will give us substitution of negative b is negative 4 plus or minus, we have a root of negative 4 squared, which is b, minus 4, and then we have a is 2 and c is 1. All of that divided by 2, bracket our a is 2. And we leave the 2 signs, then there's 4 there, negative times negative is 4, and the plus or minus root. Let's check in the calculator. We have negative 4 squared minus 4 multiplied by 2, 1, and equal sign, that's 2 root 2. Okay, so negative 16 minus 8 divided by 2 bracket 2. So you're going to have 2 bracket 2, that's for 4 there, because we're going to factor 2. Then we have root 8, so that would give us a root 4 multiplied by root 2. So root 4 is going to be 2, so that's going to be 2 root 2 all over 2 bracket 2. And then from there we factor 2 on the numerator, so it's 2 plus or minus root 2 over, we already have 2 or bracket 2, so the 2 cancels out. So our answer is going to be 2. Take the positive part, which is positive root 2 over 2, giving us, using our calculator, 2 plus root 2 divided by 2 is 1 point, rounding off to 2 decimal, 1.71, 2 decimal places. And then we have which is equals to x, or x is going to be, we take the negative part, which is going to be 2 minus root 2 divided by 2 is 0.29, 0.29, rounding off to 2 decimal places. So those are our answers for 1.1.2. And next we move on to the next question, 1.1.3. we have x squared minus 2x minus 3 greater than 0, and then we factor out our factors there, greater than 0, so we have x there and x, and then we have negative 3 plus 1, and then we products of 3 and negative 1 to give us negative 2, the sum of the 2. And then we have the factors there, which is x plus 1 to give us a negative 1, and x negative 3 to give us 3. And then we have the products, which is x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 3. So you gotta check the signs there. You're gonna check the signs. So that is negative 1, that is 3. Now anything to the left is gonna put positive, to the right, the left negative, to the right positive, and then that's negative, negative, positive, and multiplying the signs will give us positive, negative, and positive. So we're looking for positive, so that's on the left. less than -1 and also greater than 3. So those are our answers. So let's just write them down. X is less than -1, or X is greater than 3. Those are final answers. And then from there we have 1.1.4. we break that down into symbols that we can resolve. Is equals to 0, and then late 2x is equals to k. So 2 to the power x multiplied by 2 to the power x will give us 2 to the power 2x when you add them, and then that means that k, then that's going to be k squared, and then that means that 2 to the power x multiplied by 2 will give us k, that's plus, and then that's k plus 2, and then that means that we have 4k. So that will be 4k, and then we have k squared minus 4k minus 32. So factors of 32 there. So we know that the factors of 32 is -8 times 4, because we have -32. So factoring out, we have that's equals to 0, and also the factors equals to 0. So that's kk minus 8 and plus 4. And then from there we know that k is going to be 8, and also k is going to be -4. So letting k is equals 2 to the power x, so 2 to the power x is equals to 2 to the power 3, because 2 to the power 3 gives us 8, or 2 to the power x is equals to -4. And then solving for x there, we need to use log. So x is going to be log -4 over 2, which is invalid. So we don't have a negative log. Okay, so we don't have a log of a negative number. So in that case, we only have x is equals to 3, because the bases are the same. And that's our answer. Then we go to 1.1.5, and then we have root negative 2x plus 4 is equals to, minus x is equals to 2, and that we have to rearrange that. So we have root negative 2x plus 4 is equals to x to the right becomes positive plus 2, and then what we have to do, we have to square both sides. So negative 2x plus 4 is equals to x plus x plus 2. So we square both sides. Squaring both sides, we have there that cancels out. We have minus 2x plus 4 is equals to, that will be x squared plus 4x plus 4. So you can see we have 4 on both sides, that will cancel out. So we have x squared, and then we take -2 to that side, so -2 becomes positive plus 4, so that's going to be 6x, and then 4 cancels out, so x squared plus 6x is equals to 0. We factor x out, so x into x plus 6 is equals to 0, and that means that we have x is equals to 0, or we have x plus 6 is equals to 0. And then from there, x is going to be negative 6. Okay, so there our answer is -6. So even if you can put -6 there, our answers do not tally up, so that's not going to be. So let's try 0. So trying 0 there would mean that x is equals to 0. It's tallied, so that's our answer, x is equals to 0. So we have y there, solving for y in the first equation is equals to 3 minus 2x, and then we have substitute y there, so it's going to be 3 minus 2x squared. Okay, that's that part, and then x there plus, then we have x multiplied by 3 minus 2x there, okay, is equals to 2. Okay, so substituting the y that side, and now what we have to do, we have to simplify. So that's going to be 3 times 3 is 9, and that of 3 times 6 times 2 is negative 12x, and then we have there it's going to be positive x squared. So 2 times 2 is 4, x times x is x squared, so x times 3 is 3x, x times negative 2x is negative 2x, all of squared, all of that is equals to 2. And then we add the like terms, we have 6, like terms just 4 minus 2 x squared, that's 2x squared, and then negative 12x plus 3x is going to be negative 9x, and then we have a constant 2, we take 2 that side, it becomes negative, plus 9, that will give us negative 7. So that way, I mean it's gonna be, it's gonna be positive 7 actually, and then all of that equals to 0. And from there, the product of the coefficient of x squared times the constant is 14. So we know that we have x squared negative 2x negative 7x to make it 9, but 7 times 2 is 14, and then plus 7 is equals to 0. So we factor out 2x there, that will give us x minus, that will be 1. So we repeat x minus 1, and then is equals to 0, factor that by 7. So we have x minus 1 bracket, so we take out x minus 1, so what is left is going to be 2x minus 7 is equals to 0. And then from there we have x minus 1 is equals to 1, or 2, or x is equals to 7 over 2. So that means that we have x equals to 1, or x is equals to 7 over 2. So y there, the original equation, y is equals to 3 minus 2x. So we substitute x over 1, and then we have y is equals to 1. So when x is 1, y is equals to 1. Oh, what about when x is negative 7 over 2? Okay, we have x, y minus, that cancels out, so substitute 7 over 2, so we have 3 minus 7, so it gives us negative 4. So y is going to be negative 4. Okay, and then from there we have the last question. The last question there, we need the product whereby we get the whole number, integer. So that is 2 over 3 over 2, that's 1 plus 2 over 2 plus 1 over 2 gives us 3 over 2. So that will be 3 over 2 multiplied by, that will be, there will be 4 over 3 multiplied by, that will be 5 over 4, and then carrying with the train is 6 over 5, and so forth and so forth, multiplied by n plus 1 over that. So that means that we have where the n cancels out, so that will be n over, and then from there we have n plus 1 over 2. So for it to be an integer, we need n to be an odd number. So the n will have to be an odd number, and then we're going to have an integer. So that's the final question. Thank you for watching, and this is Teacher Black Adam, and don't forget to follow or subscribe. Thank you.